What makes a movie unforgettable? The heat, the heartbreak, or the chemistry that lingers long after the credits? Let's dive into the 20 hottest gay movies you absolutely need to stream in 2025. Moonlight.
What you looking at me like that for? What, man? Come on, you just drove down here? Yeah.
Kyron's journey unfolds in 3 chapters: boyhood, adolescence, and adulthood, as he grows up in a rough Miami neighborhood. Quiet and withdrawn, he finds fleeting moments of connection, especially with Kevin, a friend who becomes his first real touchpoint for intimacy. As years pass, Kieran builds a hardened exterior, but one phone call reignites everything he buried. When they finally sit across from each other as men, a single line, "You're the only man who's ever touched me," changes everything. It's not a coming out story, it's a slow burn of a soul-catching fire. Call Me by Your Name.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
During one summer in northern Italy, 17-year-old Elio falls into a quiet obsession with Oliver, an American scholar staying at his family's villa. Their chemistry simmers under sunlit bike rides and lakeside conversations, until it explodes into a romance neither saw coming. Every scene feels tactile: ripe peaches, rustling pages, stolen kisses. Their connection is intellectual, emotional, and scorching. But summer ends, and so does Oliver's stay. Elio is left by the fireplace, holding on to nothing but memory, and that haunting final stare stays with you long after the screen goes black. Brokeback Mountain. When Ennis and Jack are sent to herd sheep on a remote mountain in the 60s, they form an unexpected bond that quickly turns physical. Their connection becomes something more, tender, raw, and impossible. They go back to their separate lives, marry women, raise children, but they keep coming back to each other. The story spans 2 decades, filled with stolen weekends and heartbreak. Their love is hidden, but never extinguished. And when tragedy strikes, Ennis is left with a shirt, a memory, and a line that breaks you. "I wish I knew how to quit you. All of us strangers."
I'm assuming you're not with anyone. Never see you with anyone.
Adam lives in a nearly empty high-rise in London, writing a screenplay and quietly grieving. When he meets Harry, a mysterious neighbor, an intense connection forms almost instantly. As their relationship deepens, Adam starts visiting the home where his parents once lived, except they're still there, young and alive. What begins as a love story soon blurs into something surreal and deeply personal. Harry becomes his anchor, but also a mirror. By the end, you question what was real, what was memory, and whether love ever truly leaves when the body does. God's Own Country.
It's beautiful here, but lonely, you know?
Johnny numbs himself with alcohol and meaningless sex, living a cold, isolated life on his family's Yorkshire farm. When Gheorghe, a Romanian migrant worker, arrives to help with lambing season, Johnny's world shifts. Their relationship starts tense, even aggressive, but the landscape softens, and so do they. The farm work becomes shared, the nights warmer, the silence between them full of emotion. Slowly, love enters through the cracks, and when Gheorghe leaves, it's Johnny who follows, proving the most rugged hearts can still bloom under the right weather. Red, white, and royal blue.
That's what I really want.
Good morning.
We are in a hotel crawling with reporters. If anyone sees you leave this hotel, I will Brexit your head from your body.
When Alex Claremont Diaz, the first son of the United States, accidentally causes a public incident with Prince Henry of England, they're forced to fake a friendship for the media. But their staged relationship turns real. Late-night texts, secret rendezvous, and forbidden feelings ignite between them. Their connection grows amid global scrutiny, political tension, and royal expectations. But instead of choosing silence, they go public. What began as damage control becomes a revolution of its own. By the final kiss, you're not just cheering for love, you're witnessing a shift in history. In from the side.
Everything all right?
I have a boyfriend. He's in my team.
Mark, a committed rugby player in a long-term relationship, finds himself drawn to Warren, a fellow teammate who's also partnered. What begins as a reckless physical affair quickly becomes something deeper and more dangerous. Their chemistry is undeniable, but secrets start to unravel, jeopardizing not only their partners but their positions on the team. The locker room becomes a pressure cooker, their teammates unaware of the storm brewing. In the end, love isn't enough if it comes at the cost of everything else, but sometimes it's worth the fallout. Holding the man.
John Callio, will you go round with me?
Yep.
Tim and John meet as teenagers at an all-boys school in the 1970s in Australia and fall in love despite social backlash. As they grow older, their bond weathers separation, family rejection, and eventually, the AIDS crisis. Their romance remains constant, sweet, messy, intimate, but time proves cruel. Watching them dance in hospital rooms and cling to life's remaining joy is as beautiful as it is painful. When the final scene arrives, it's not a goodbye, it's a vow. Because some loves don't die, they just get quieter with time. Weekend.
Thought you were out of my league or whatever. And yeah, we came back here, didn't we? And then you kissed me. And like you said, you took my shirt off. I just thought that we were having a really nice time. So, sorry, Glenn, if I don't make your grade.
Russell picks up Glenn at a club, expecting just a one-night stand. But the next 48 hours become something more. Intimate conversations, emotional revelations, and moments that feel like a lifetime. Their chemistry is magnetic, but real life looms. Glenn is leaving the country. The film captures fleeting connection in its most raw, unfiltered form. Every cigarette, glance, and silence matters. It's not a romance built on grand gestures. It's one built on honest moments that matter because they're brief. When Glenn leaves, all Russell is left with is the echo. Supernova.
I thought we'd have a party.
I'm on the edge.
Partners Sam and Tusker are on a road trip through the countryside, one last adventure before Tusker's dementia worsens. They reminisce, argue, and love with the urgency of people who know time is slipping away. Every scene is quiet but heavy, loaded with unspoken truths. Tusker is preparing for a future he doesn't want Sam to witness. Sam is refusing to let go. When a final, devastating decision must be made, love is no longer about holding on, but about knowing when to let someone go. By the way, if you're enjoying these picks and want to see more content like this, consider supporting our channel by becoming a member. You'll get exclusive early video releases, connect with fellow film enthusiasts, and discover more hidden gems in LGBTQ+ cinema. Your support truly matters. Free Fall.
So haben wir dich nicht erzogen, Marc.
Ich kann nicht mal richtig eifersüchtig sein!
Mark is a respected police cadet, living with his pregnant girlfriend and heading toward a stable future. But when he meets Kay, another officer in training, something sparks. Something Mark can't explain, let alone suppress. Their late-night jogs turn into passionate encounters, and Mark finds himself living a double life. The tension escalates as their affair risks both careers and relationships. When the pressure finally erupts, Mark is left standing at a literal and emotional crossroads. He can't go back, but moving forward means destroying everything. In the end, falling isn't the hardest part. It's what happens after. Cicada.
But he's great.
Sam,
What are you doing here?
Listen, I don't know why I can't bring my boyfriend flowers.
This is moving too fast.
Ben drifts through hookups and therapy sessions in post 9/11 New York, numbing trauma he's not ready to name. When he meets Sam, a guarded man dealing with his own scars, the connection is instant, but not easy. Their relationship develops in fragments: subway rides, nervous silences, confessions. As they slowly let their guards down, deep wounds surface. It's not a love story with sweeping music or grand gestures. It's two broken men quietly trying to heal beside each other. And when they finally open up completely, it's less about fixing the past and more about surviving the future. Queer.
It's a wise old queen who taught me that I had a duty to live, to conquer hate with knowledge and sincerity.
Lee, an expat in 1950s Mexico City, is a self-destructive drifter drowning in alcohol, paranoia, and unspoken desire. When he becomes fixated on a younger man, Allerton, the film unravels into a messy spiral of obsession, power, and delusion. The streets buzz with noir-style unease as Lee narrates his twisted pursuit, fluctuating between affection and control. What starts as an infatuation curdles into something far darker. In the end, you're not sure whether Allerton was ever real, or just a reflection of Lee's own unraveling mind. Some love stories seduce. This one intoxicates, then haunts. The way he looks.
Dele me encontrar aqui.
Leo is a blind teenager in Brazil, tired of being treated like he's fragile. When a new student, Gabriel, joins his class, everything changes. Their friendship is effortless and warm, until Leo starts to sense something more. Gabriel helps him gain independence, but also awakens feelings Leo can't quite name. Every scene plays with touch, proximity, and trust. Their bond deepens in the quietest, most tender ways. And in one simple, heart-melting kiss, everything shifts. Leo might not see Gabriel, but he sees him, in every possible way that matters. Challengers.
Come here. Which one of us?
Tashi, a tennis prodigy turned coach, is married to Art, but her past with Patrick, Art's former best friend and rival, still lingers. When the three collide at a tournament, buried desires resurface, and tension crackles on and off the court. The love triangle is both emotional and physical, playing out through fast volleys and simmering stares. You never quite know who's playing whom, on the court or in the bedroom. The final match becomes a metaphor for everything: love, loyalty, revenge. When the last ball drops, no one's left unscathed, and that's what makes it electric. Love lies bleeding.
Yeah?
Lou, a reserve gym manager, falls hard for Jackie, a bodybuilder on the run from her past. Their romance is intense, sweaty, aggressive, and built on survival rather than trust. As Jackie's ambitions grow darker, so does their dynamic. Their love becomes obsession, and their bodies become battlegrounds. Blood mixes with desire as the story spirals into chaos. You start to wonder, is this love or mutual destruction? When the final shot lands, it's clear. Some passions burn too hot to last, but leave unforgettable scars when they're gone. I saw the TV glow.
I like girls, you know that, right?
Totally, that's fine.
What about you? Do you like girls?
I think that I like TV shows.
Teenager Owen becomes obsessed with a surreal late-night TV show he shares with classmate Maddie. As reality blurs, Owen starts to feel like the show is the only thing that understands him. Maddie disappears, and Owen spirals into a strange, dissociative journey that questions identity, gender, and what it means to be real. Scenes flicker between fantasy and pain, revealing a world more alienating than comforting. By the end, you realize this wasn't about the show at all. It was about Owen trying to wake up in a life that never felt like his. The People's Joker.
everyone. I'm trans.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I was fairly certain I was in love, and I was so afraid of that feeling going away.
A queer comedian tries to find her voice in a dystopian Gotham where parody is illegal and gender identity is chaos. She reimagines herself as a version of the Joker, spinning satire, trauma, and trans coming of age into a genre-smashing roller coaster. The film is defiant, messy, and completely uncategorizable, jumping from lo-fi animation to campy live action. Her transformation isn't about becoming a villain. It's about surviving in a world that demands conformity. By the final act, she doesn't just steal the show, she rewrites it entirely. National Anthem.
Are you liking it?
I'm not a housekeeper.
Dylan works on a ranch in New Mexico, living a quiet life until he's pulled into a queer rodeo subculture. There, he finds a community of outsiders, beautiful, bold, and completely free. As he bonds with Sky, a charismatic and openly queer man, Dylan begins to peel away his own layers. Their connection is slow building but electric. Between dusty landscapes and stolen kisses, Dylan discovers that masculinity isn't what he thought it was. And by the time the rodeo ends, he's not just changed, he's finally himself. Femme.
Come on, squeeze in.
You know, his daddy wanted him to be a surgeon.
Luckily, your daddy likes me just the way I am.
Jules, a femme presenting gay man, is attacked by a group of men one night. Months later, he runs into one of them, Preston, at a gay sauna. But Preston doesn't recognize him, and Jules doesn't reveal the truth. What follows is a sexually charged, morally complex game of cat and mouse. Preston seems vulnerable, even sweet. But is it real? Jules dances between revenge and curiosity, between trauma and control. The tension is razor sharp, and by the end, you're not sure who's in power, or if either of them ever really had it. Which of these films are you adding to your watch list first? Drop a comment and don't forget to subscribe for more bold and binge-worthy picks.